Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Rhyme of the Times for the week ending 23rd of March 2024. Kate shocks the land and ends speculation being fanned by the trolls who are slammed. Putin hams up the sham but ends the week a damned man in a jam after a concert hall crammed with fans who'd come to see a live band was attacked by 4 men from Tajikistan. The Rwanda plan still in a logjam. Nike's cross is panned. Apart from a silent protest and many spoilt papers, hostility towards Russia's election had tapered. Of course, no one had a clue as to what was true, whether Putin really won, only the Kremlin knew. To call it free and fair was an abomination, effectively a 3-day-long coronation. Still, the Kremlin coward persisted with the farce, thanking Russians for basically licking his arse. 88% apparently ticked his box. 6 more years of this monster, the prospect shocks. On Sunday, a fawning renter crowd full of adulation listened to an evening of self-congratulation and a press conference where we can safely suppose every question posed came from a loyal brown nose. But Putin's reflections on the so-called election were an archetype of what shrinks would call projection. His own depraved acts that no human could own have to find an outlet, a new place called home. So his own evil he attributes to his rivals, a subconscious mechanism for his mental survival. Hence the references to the aggressive West, where dictators reign and people are repressed, were actually a description of his own failed state that his deluded mind believes he's made great. Still, the likes of Modi and Xi congratulate him. Geopolitically, it makes sense to placate him. But by the end of the week, all his smugness had gone, with a brutal twist to be revealed further on. In UK politics, the week opened with yet more talk of sacking Sunak coming to the fore. Rumours emanated from more than one source that Penny Mordaunt might be the stalking horse. But most Tories wanted such ideas put to bed, all effort focused on the election instead, even if hopes of winning it are all but dead. Ben Wallace urged Tory troops to show courage ahead, as the former Defence Secretary sensed their dread. March towards the sound of the guns, he said. So for now, for his party, the penny has dropped, and the rumours about Penny have apparently stopped. Meanwhile, Rishi's small boats were being tossed around. There's probably no chance of them running aground, but to make sure they don't get the Rwanda bill wrong, the Commons and Lords played the game of ping-pong. And now it will be past Easter before it's past, while the tide of small boats crossing is rising fast. On Thursday, American company Nike got Little Britain all shirty and spiky. Nike's playful update had many fans at a loss. Meddling with the George Cross had them, well, cross. Why did they integrate the blue and purple thread into a national symbol that's always been red? The new collar on a shirt that costs top dollar had got many punters hot under the collar. Right-wingers got all patriotic and hurt, somehow suggesting this was wokery at work. The shirts, though, riled MPs across the spectrum who felt the FA should now reject them. Sunak, Starmer, Anderson on the same team, surely something that will never again be seen. Kate's silence since surgery on her abdominal has caused some reaction that's quite abominable. For conspiracists, of course, it's their bread and butter, oxygen for their wild theories conjured up in their gutter, but also for sadistic trolls and weak-brained nutters detached from the world by spunk-spattered shutters. But on Friday they scuttled back under their rocks, scurried and scuttered into their windowless box, temporarily holding fire on the invective as the Princess of Wales stunned us with perspective. "I have cancer," she announced as her voice cracked, and most people watching were stopped in their tracks. On the same day at the UN, America finally acceded and accepted that a ceasefire in Gaza was needed. But still the suffering of the Palestinians will continue as geopolitics appeared to cloud the issue. Just when the US stopped supporting Israel, Russia and China decided the ceasefire should fail. So, would the pro-Palestinian protests seen everywhere now move to Tiananmen and Moscow's Red Square? The answer to that question was, of course, no, but later that day unrest came to Moscow. 12 miles from the Kremlin, the Crocus City Hall became a war scene in its theatre and mall. 4 men used explosives to create Armageddon, killing randomly with their automatic weapons. 139 dead, many others hurt, in a horrific attack on Moscow's outskirts. ISIS-K filmed the slaughter and claimed the glory, but the Kremlin fabricated a quite different story. From a sham to shame, in just 1 week, Putin had gone from looking stupid to pretty damn weak. So he made the entirely predictable claim that the neo-Nazis of Kiev were to blame. And in his apoplexy he battered Ukraine. All weekend Putin's bombs and missiles rained. Steve Harley was a Cockney rebel with style. Through his music he made many people smile. Come Up and See Me and Number 1 from 75, a timeless tune that will forever survive. He was also an actor and DJ. Can you ignore? But on Sunday at 73, there ain't no more. Cancer had sadly pulled the rebel to the floor.